folks, this is Harmsy, back in the sound box, and it's been a while since I've made a video. It's been too cold, I haven't had enough materials, and I don't have all the tools I want to process the materials that I do have. So, I've been kind of stuck for a while, but that's changing. I've got these ukulele tops that I ordered from Stu Mac. They are Western Red Cedar. I don't know much about the environmental conditions of the place where these were milled at, nor the conditions of the place where they're going to be used at here. So what I'm going to have to do is just set them aside for a little while to adjust to whatever the humidity happens to be in here, which probably isn't very much, before I can use it. But there are also some other things that I need to do in preparation for building my next Kalimba. This is another one of those metal pieces, and the bottom is not quite straight, so I'm going to take this to the belt sander and try to straighten that out, and maybe straighten out this top bit, or grind in some sort of a pattern or something. I'm not fully decided, but it's not going to remain completely as is. And the final thing I need to do before I can start building is finish straightening up this piece of walnut here. I'm probably going to use it for the sides. It's not exactly quarter sawn or anything, but it should do. Unfortunately, I had it sitting in front of a vent for a while, and it ended up cupped, and I've been spending a couple of days trying to straighten it out, but what we're going to be doing in the next clip is ironing it flat. Before I start straightening out this board here, I decided it might be a good idea to give myself a quick little makeover just to make myself a little more presentable on camera. But let's go ahead and get this board straightened out in a quick little speedy bit. Okay, I got the board straight, and then as it dried out, it got all massively bent again. So what I had to do is spray it very lightly, like so, with this, a little bit at a time, and I managed to get the cupping out, but there is still a bend right where you saw that wet spot, and it also has a very slight bend in the opposite direction going on the whole length, but that's not really noticeable. What I think I'm going to end up doing is using the bits from here on up for something else, like maybe binding or whatever. But one of these sections down here, like maybe this spot or even this spot up here where I see a nice bit of patterning going on. I'm going to split it down the middle, and then I'm going to put this piece of unknown pinkish wood in the middle, and that'll make my bottom. And then for the sides, what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this oak, and then we're going to bind it with some more of this unknown pink wood. It probably had it marked on the receipt, but I bought this so long ago and threw out the receipt, so I don't know what it is. I got it for practice bending. But anyway, now what I got to do is wait for things to dry and maybe keep trying to straighten out this piece of wood, and then I'll get back to you when I'm ready to start building. Well, it has been several days, and this piece of walnut is, again, very slightly cupped at the end. It doesn't matter so much for some things, but for making a musical instrument, it is unacceptable. So instead, I think what I might end up doing is making a little wall hanging out of this at some point, but we'll set it aside for now. Instead, I'm just going to limit myself to the wood that I have piled up here. This unknown wood will be great for binding. This oak here will be perfect for the sides. And of course, we got the ukulele tops down at the bottom, and I think I should only need one. But before I can use any of this, I need a second one of these forms so that I can get both sides bent at the same time, because right now I've only got the one, and that's not good. So I'm going to go ahead and spin up the bandsaw and make another one of these guys, and then we'll get to bending. Okay, second form is cut, and they're both clamped together, and now it is time to sand them both together. Okay, now that I have both forms cut and sanded, it is time to start bending the sides. Now, typically you would do that sort of thing with a bending iron. I don't have a bending iron. I'm going to get a bending iron eventually, but I don't have the money right now. You could also do it with a heated blanket and a metal strap, but again, don't have money. What I do have is some candles, a spray bottle, and wood that I have bent with candles and a spray bottle just to see if I could do it. So I know this will work, but I'm not going to record myself doing it because this video has gotten long enough. Instead, I'm going to bend these oak bits in between videos, and I'm going to grind that piece of metal in between videos. And in the next one, we're going to start getting it all put together. For real this time. But until then, I got a little bit of cleaning up to do and a little bit of work to do. So, ta-ta! Okay, now that I have both... Oh, the flashes in my eyes. I'm going to turn that light off.